Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here once again. It is time for my lifter Michelle's training vlog. This vlog is going to be a hair shorter than we normally do midweek. Some stuff has come up and that's okay. We work around it the best we can. So we got 2 of her workouts done, which are going to be what's in this vlog, and it's going to be her first 2 days. We do a 6-day upper lower split, right? And we start heavy with our power work, and then we work all the way up into very, very high rep training towards the end of the week. So start of the week, obviously the upper, we do heavy benching, around that 6 rep range. Again, not quite powerlifting. We're still strength training, but not quite powerlifting, and that's okay because as long as she keeps getting more jacked, and she is clearly getting leaner and more jacked, these things improve. So then after that, we do pull-ups. She's up to 3 sets of 11 now. She got 11 reps on her pull-ups. We are coming back up again. While she was away from Team Blaha, she wasn't doing pull-ups. So not that long ago, we were doing like 5 or 6. Now we're up to 3 sets of 11, moving forward. Of course, we talked about earlier this week of maybe she's just like, I want to see what I can do for weighted chin-ups. So we might test that in a coming block, to where we do some heavy weighted chins just to see what she can do on them, because she likes to push herself. All right, after that, we do decline barbell. I don't do incline at the start of the week for her. We're working a little more in the middle and lower chest, and then the rest of the week, we do a lot of incline work, right? But what we do for our 3 main presses here on this day, we barbell bench, we decline barbell, and then we do strict standing press, okay? So again, we hit at least 3 different angles of pressing, very, very mid and lower pec dominant, but we need to bring up her whole chest. We're trying to develop that for a physique competition. We do pull-ups. Then we do, of course, upright rows. Again, delts. So yes, we obviously have more than 1 delt exercise on this day. And now keeping in mind, people are like, well, some of this, it's only, moderate volume. I'm like, yeah, but we have 3 uppers and 3 lowers. And as we get through the week, well, the volume goes up. So the last exercises on this day are, of course, the upright rows. Then we do barbell curls. And then we go over to skull crushers. So again, these are slightly larger movements, right? For people say, well, this still seems like big compounds, mostly even the barbell curl, many people consider to be a bit of a compound movement. But this is our heavier day, right? As we get further into the week, we go to a lot more dumbbells, cables, machines, right? Pretty much what you guys see through the vlog. So keep in mind, this is only representative of the first start of the week. Okay. So we finish with the skull crushers here. So what do we end up with? Well, it's a little bit pressing dominant, but that's okay because her chest needs a little more work, right? Her chest got neglected some. She is crazy strong at pull-ups. And of course, later in the week, we have days where we do 2 different back exercises, right? Towards the end of the week, we start doing multiple lat exercises. So again, we still end up with something in the range of about 15 to 16 sets for lats. And if we don't count deadlifts or any of that, right? We end up with similar for the pecs. Arms end up getting a ton because we do an isolation movement, all the workouts in addition to all the pressing and pulling. Now, then of course she comes in, does her own ab work. I went ahead and included the ab work here in this main vlog just so that we get enough variation for the vlog to be long enough. Because again, we only have 2 workouts ready so far. So again, here she's doing kneeling cable crunches. Great exercise, great all around abdominal exercise. She uses it as a primary, keeping in mind she does tons of ab work, and as she gets leaner, her abs are super thick under there, so as we continue to diet down, she continues to get leaner, which she is in a deficit now. We're going to see that show more and more and more. Now, of course, we do have some inflammation to deal with, some GI tract inflammation, which we are going to get under control more and more as she gets closer to doing shows. But that's just stuff that we have to work around, and I'm not going to get into her specifics as to why that is. But just note that there is some inflammation there, some GI tract inflammation. But we are seeing it reduce a little bit, stuff we're going to, again, work on over a long period of time. And that might be something that takes a year or 2 to fully get under control. So again, other ab work. Then we come over to the heavy lower day. So we start with back squats. We're working on going as deep as possible. All of this stuff needs to be super deep because we do need her lower quads to grow. Right, her rectus femoris, because of the leg extensions and other stuff, has been growing great. Her quads are growing, but we need to speed that process up. So essentially, I've told her everything needs to be ass to grass. Squats, hack squats, leg presses. In order to fully work like the VMO and all of that, we need as much knee flexion as possible. Of course, then this is where we fit in deadlifts. We only do one top set of deadlifts, right? We're going up in weight on this a little bit though, right? Going up in weight, she did 6 reps here with, I believe this is 235, and then we'll continue to increase this again. Because something we have talked about, she's like, after I get a couple shows in, I want to go in and do some more powerlifting meets, at least one a year. So we do want to maintain a little bit of that base, but we can do that with heavier rep work. So after the squats, after the deadlifts, we go over to the leg press, right? Leg press, again, big staple movement. As we get later in the week, we start doing more split squats. We start doing really deep single leg presses. Earlier in the week, this is our big stuff, right? These are our big movements. Now, we get over to the calf. She's got up to 320 here on these standing calf raises, which I love these. I like this movement as a primary. Of course, she gets the deeper stretch on the seated, which works a soleus more. But I feel like for the gastrocnemius, even this variation works great for building it, and we can load it really heavy, even though it's a bit more of a mid-range type exercise. But she's up to, 320 there, so now we're having a race. There's a friendly contest for us to both reach a specific calf raise. And we decided to set that because, again, for different types of physique competition, doesn't matter whether it's bikini or figure, or bodybuilding for that matter, calves can make or break you. So we want to really hammer those calves, and so by us creating a little bit of a friendly competition, it helps with this. So again, this is coach competing with one of the athletes specifically to make sure that they do their best. She's a competitor. She likes competition, so it drives her. So we create that, just like I do that between my different lifters sometimes. People, you guys may have noticed, I discuss that. I show them each other's lifts to drive them on. Well, in this case, I'm just going to compete directly. All right. Of course, then we do glute ham raises, and then she finishes up with her seated calf raises for all of her lower for this workout, and then she does hanging leg raises, which is actually my favorite ab exercise. Most of you know that's not the only one, but it is my favorite. So great workouts this week, PRs on everything. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys and gals next time.